Welcome back to my channel, guys, and today I am here with another amazing stuff, with another amazing topic to discuss about, that is UX or UI designer. And I will also discuss about the scope of the UX and UI designer, and I will also help you to decide whether you should go with the UX or UI designing career, or you should go with the both. Okay, so let's start the video and see the difference between UX and UI, and we will have a look what are the things in UX and what are the things in the UI. So UX means user experience, and it is related to the users actually. Like when you visit some website, when you visit some some application, then you will have a look over there on the colors, on the fonts, and the most important thing is, like if you go to some website and you want to search something, and or you want to find some information, some piece of information on the website, is that easy for you to find that thing or not? So if it is easy, that website or application would have a good UX, and that is user experience, because it's actually giving the best experience to the users. And UI means user interface. So we will see how the user interface is different and how the user experience is different, or these both are correlated or what. So we will we can say that UI is a part of UX, because the main thing or the main stuff in user experience is to give the best experience to the users. Okay, so UX is actually an iterative process. Like you do some researches, you check the behavior of the website, you check some patterns of the website. Is it feasible for that type of content or not? You have to decide all those stuff. And if you go more deep into the UX, you will find that there is some laws, there is some patterns that should be followed for some specific categories or niche based websites or applications. So this is a generic concept of the UX. So we will look how the UX is different than the UI. Actually, you can see in this image, UI is a part of the UX. So first you have to be the knowledge of UX, and then you will dive into the UI. Okay, so there are some steps in the UX process, and the first one is the research one. Okay, and in the research, first we will understand the system that needs to be developed. Okay, and we gather the functionalities, goals, and requirements of the user by conducting interviews with different stakeholders. So it's actually understanding the system is the main key point in research, first sub point. Okay, the second thing is the user personas. So I'm not going to cover all the things in a very deep detail, because it's just an overview video, and we can do that in next videos. So in user personas, we will have a look at requirement gathering for the system, like what the issues people are facing with existing systems, or what can be the solutions of those problems. And all those goals are identified in user personas, and these might be like the stakeholder means the users that are going to use the website, or the website owners, because they know their website, they know their business more better than you, and now you are going to understand the system to the website. And the third thing is the use cases. Once you have the user personas, you have their problems, and you just want to have their problems with you. So when you're done with that, you go to the use cases actually, like if this thing is done, then this. Okay, if an else statement in this, so we will conduct different surveys and all those stuff, and we will record the responses. Like if the user interface or the interface of the website, like if I am a person and I am a user and I go to some website and I want to search for a Tesla car, and I do not find the Tesla car over there easily. So I will navigate to the website. I will find some information. I will scan some things. I will scan the text, and if I am not able to do the to find the Tesla car, that website is useless for me. So all these responses are recorded, and then the new strategies are made, then the use cases are made, and it's actually have the if and else statement, like if user is doing this, then we have to finalize this thing in such way, or we have to modify this piece of content to make it more better. Okay, and the last step of the research is the user journey maps. It's actually the procedure that the user take in order to achieve its goal. Like my goal was to search for the Tesla car. I visit the website, I go to the home page, and there was a button to find your car now. I click on that, and then after that I will go to the search page, and on the search page I will add my keyword to the search bar, and then I will get my results. So this is the overall journey map of the UX designer, sorry, of the user, that UX designer will notice and will make will consider that to make some changes according to the things, or according to the time, or according to the accessibility factor. How easier is that thing for the user to get from the website. The second step for the UX is brainstorming. This is a very important step, and we divide into the sub points like the user flows. Actually, it's also the user flow, like I told you about the user journey maps. So this is more or less similar with that stuff, and in this step we follow the user, and we see how the user navigate to some point or some functionality, and how what would be the procedure of that to achieve that goal. Like my goal was to to look for the Tesla car and all those stuff. So it's actually related to the UI interface, and we will look on the UI interface, like how the user interact with the interface to go or to find some piece of information that he or she requires. Okay, the next step is the wireframes. So UX designer also do the wireframing. After gathering all the information, after analyzing the systems, after analyzing the problems and their solutions, they come up with the solution, and they decide, okay, I will keep these you can say piece of information on the home page. I will keep this information on the like about us page. I will keep in the information on this listing page. So all this stuff are decided by the UX, and the hierarchy of the system, like what section or what piece of information should be the first. It's also the job of the UX designer, and he do all the research, brainstorming, and then he come up with these ideas, and he sketch out. He take a piece of paper and a pencil and sketch out the ideas, like according to the gatherings, according to the user personas, and according to the journey maps. This would be the flow, and this is a rough sketch of the thing. Like I took a piece of paper. I will say, okay, this would be the logo. I will place a circle over there, and there is some blocks of text, and I will place the lines over there and all those stuff. So all these things will come up in the wireframe. So this is the sketch, rough sketch of the UI components, and then we will organize that into next step. Then the implementation comes in. Here is the main step of the visual designer or UI designer. So if you want to be a UI designer, you should have some sense, or you should have some knowledge of the UX designing stuff. The reason is that if you're able to understand those terms, if you know what does the journey map means, what does the user flow means, so you can uh, make more good user interface, and you can get all the good requirements and convert into a good visual. Okay, so here comes the mockups and prototype. In software development field and in all other good softwares, first of all, a prototype is made before developing the whole system. So the reason for that is, like, if we are going to build a 1 million project, and we are not aware of our uh, you know uh, stakeholder requirements, user requirements, and all those stuff. So that would be a big disaster for that company, because if they are just going to start developing the system without any brainstorming and all those stuff. So prototype gives you an idea how the project will look like when it's go to the development phase. So it's easier for the big companies to decide and analyze. So if that prototype is good for, if that system is good for the user, then that will go to the development phase. And if not, that will revert back to old step, like the brainstorming or some other journey maps. There is some issues and all those stuff. So this is a iterative process, I told you. So if you want to be a user interface designer, you have to learn the visual things. You have to uh, you have grip of colors theory, typography, which means fonts, and the visual hierarchy of the system. And then the call to action buttons, how you can make it more prominent, or all those stuffs come in the field of UI. So I think UI requires more effort, because this is the thing that the user are going to see. User are not aware of the UX behind that. User is not aware of all other procedures, but the thing that people is viewing is the UI. So if the UI is good, if the typography, if the color schemes and all those stuff are related to your niche of the website or the application, that makes sense. And in this, you will look out the colors and all those stuff. In the prototyping, you have to make a prototype. You have to make a look and feel of the system that would be in the product when it would be developed. So in prototyping, we do different testing, and we add the animations and all those stuff. Okay, then the front end and back end development. So this is the thing, like, you will have some front end developer to develop the system, or then you will find some back end developer, and you will ask them to make the design according to your design files. The last thing is the reporting. So if I go to my above image, you can see if there is some issues over here. Okay, then we will go back to the brainstorming or wireframing to make our things more. You can also do that from this step, from the implementation stuff to here. And before when the prototype comes, you can go to this brainstorming stuff also. So this would be iterative process. You can go to any step, from any step to backward. Okay, so you will do now usability reporting tests, some separate testing, and some analytical reporting you will see. And all those stuff will help you to analyze that the functionalities you want to achieve gives you the results or not. So if the results are not according to the expected or expectation, then you will go back and do some research again, and you will find some problems, and you have to solve them, and then you will got your results. So the next part of the video was should I be the UI designer or UX designer or UI UX designer? Being a freelancer for more than 4 years, I have the experience of viewing the market, and I think if you go with the UX and UI designing stuff, you will earn more. And I have highlighted that on Upwork, the average job is $30 to $60 per hour. So that makes sense, and that is a huge amount if you are working for an website and you will do some research, and that would take many hours, like you can say 40, 50, or in thousand. So this would be the good idea to start your career as a UX UI designer, because it's giving you a good pay. So this is all from my stuff, and so if you love my video, just hit the like button and follow my channel for more stuff like this. And I will come up more with the UI designing stuff and UX designing stuff. So stay tuned and subscribe my channel, and thank you so much for your time. And also subscribe my or follow me on medium.com. So thank you so much for your time and for the video, and I hope we will look each other in next videos. Thank you. Bye bye.